Hello friend, oi amigo, oi amiga. Welcome to this lesson of Welch Inglês Técnico. This is the lesson, U.S. Customary Units. In this lesson, we will look at the units of measure that are used most commonly in the United States. This lesson is a follow-on to the lesson Units of Measure, where we looked at the metric system in English. Lembre que este é o vídeo que é só em inglês. Depois dessa apresentação aqui, o resto tudo é em inglês. Existe outro vídeo que acompanha essa lição, que contém essa mesma matéria com pronúncias, dicas e explicações em português. Let's begin by looking at the topics of this lesson. You'll remember that in our previous lesson, we looked at 6 different dimensions of measurement: length, weight, capacity, area, speed, and temperature. We looked at the terms we used in the metric system for these dimensions. In this lesson, we will focus on the terms and units used in the United States as part of the U.S. Customary Units. We will begin with the dimension of length, or distance. Both length and distance can be measured in these units. So here you see 4 units listed. These are the most commonly used for length in the United States. You see inch, foot, yard, and mile. Inch, foot, yard, and mile. You see the plural for each: inches, feet, yards, and miles. Inches, feet, yards, and miles. And then you see the abbreviation for each one. 1 foot is 12 inches. An inch is about like that. A foot, about like that. So 1 foot is 12 inches. 1 yard is 3 feet, or 3 times 12, 36 inches. And 1 mile is 5,280 feet. 5,280 feet. Now, how are these units related to the metric system? You can think of 1 inch as being about 2.5 centimeters. 1 inch is about 2.5 centimeters. 1 foot is about 30 centimeters. 1 yard, since 1 yard is 3 feet, 3 times 30 is 90, so 1 yard is about 90 centimeters. Of course, that's not exact. If you need the exact numbers, you can compute them. And a mile. Well, a mile is bigger, larger than 1 kilometer. So we can think of it like this, that 5 miles is about 8 kilometers. 5 miles is about 8 kilometers. Let's look at a quick example using feet and inches. If someone measures their height, a man or a woman very tall measures their height in the United States as 6 feet 2 inches. Now, what is that in metric units? Well, we know that 1 foot is 12 inches. 6 times 12 is 72. 6 feet 2 inches would be another 2 inches, so 74 inches. What is that in metric? Well, we know that 1 inch is about 2.54 centimeters, 2.5 centimeters, right? So 74 times 2.54 gives us about 188 centimeters, close to 188 centimeters. So that person who is 6 feet 2 inches is about 1 meter and 88 centimeters tall. The next dimension we want to speak about in the U.S. system is mass or weight. Mass or weight. You see 3 units here. We have the unit of ounces, pounds, and tons. Ounces, pounds, and tons. In the singular, ounce, 1 pound, 1 ton. You see the abbreviations, OZ for ounce, LB for pounds, and T for ton. Now, what's the relationship between these units? We said a system is a set of related units. So 1 pound is 16 ounces. 1 pound, 16 ounces. And 1 ton is 2,000 pounds. 1 ton is 2,000 pounds. Now, what's the relationship between these and the metric system? Well, let's just talk about pounds first. 1 kilogram is about 2.2 pounds. 1 kilogram, about 2.2 pounds. So, someone who weighs 100 kilograms weighs about 220 pounds. And what about the tons? Well, there are 3 different units for tons used in English. We have the US, the British, and the metric ton. The US, we just saw, 1 US ton is 2,000 pounds. The British ton is 2,240 pounds, so a little bit larger. The metric ton, well, metric ton, 1 ton equals 1,000 kilograms, and 1,000 kilograms equals about 2,204 pounds. So these are 3 different units called tons in English. Now let's speak about the dimension of capacity or liquid volume, the volume of liquid. And here you see 5 different units that we use frequently in the U.S. There are others as well. Here you see fluid ounces, cups, pints, quarts, and gallons. So a fluid ounce, a cup, a pint, a quart, or a gallon. 5 different units. Of course, these are related. How are they related? Well, 1 cup is 8 fluid ounces. 1 pint is 2 cups. 1 quart is 2 pints. And 1 gallon is 4 quarts. You can hear in the word quart, quarter. So a quart is a quarter of a gallon. Another way to think of it is that 1 gallon equals 4 quarts, or 8 pints, or 16 cups. These are all equal to 1 gallon. Now, what is their relationship to the metric system? Let's just look at 2 of these units, the quart and the gallon. We can think of the quart as like 1 liter. A quart is a little bit less than a liter, but it's close to. It's about 94-95% of 1 liter. A gallon we can think of as 4 liters. It is less than 4 liters. It's about 3.78 liters. But when you're doing quick math, then you can think of a gallon as a little bit less than 4 liters. As you would expect for the units of volume, we use the units of length, and we add the word cubic. So we use cubic inches, cubic feet, cubic yards, and so on. The next dimension we'll look at in the U.S. system is the dimension of area. And you see 5 units there: square inches, square feet, square yards, square miles, and acres. Or in the singular, square inch, 1 square inch, 1 square foot, 1 square yard, 1 square mile, or 1 acre. And you see the abbreviations there. Now, what's the relationship between these? Well, of course, 1 square foot is 12 inches by 12 inches, and that's 144 square inches. 1 square yard, usually expressed also as square feet, because 1 yard is 3 feet, then 3 times 3 is 9. So 1 square yard is 9 square feet. What about acres and miles? Well, a mile is quite long. We saw it as 5,280 feet. And an acre, well, we can fit 640 acres inside 1 square mile. For example, if we take a look at this map of New York City, downtown Manhattan, the area around Times Square, we can see that 1 city block covers about 5 acres. On the other hand, 1 square mile covers many, many, many city blocks. When we speak about the dimension of speed in the U.S. system, we often use one of these 2 units, miles per hour, or feet per second. These are just 2. There are others. Miles per hour, of course, we use all the time when we are driving a car. If you are in a 55 mile per hour zone, you need to be aware of that speed. 55 miles per hour is approximately 88 kilometers per hour. And when we speak of the dimension of temperature in the U.S. system, we use the Fahrenheit units. Fahrenheit units represented by the F, so degrees Fahrenheit have the F, whereas the degrees in the metric system, which is Celsius or centigrade, are degrees with the C. So in the metric system, we have freezing water at 0 degrees and boiling point of water at 100 degrees. And in the Fahrenheit system, we have the freezing point of water at 32 degrees and the boiling point of water at 212 degrees Fahrenheit. So metric, we have 100 degrees between those points. Between those points in the Fahrenheit, we have 180 degrees. So 180 to 100, that's a ratio of 9 to 5, which leads us to the conversion formula that you're very familiar with. To convert from Celsius or centigrade to Fahrenheit, take the degrees Celsius times 9 over 5, 9/5, and add 32. This is the system that you will use every day in the United States. We have come to the end of this lesson on the U.S. customary units. Quickly, let's review what we looked at. We looked at the 6 different dimensions of measurement. We looked at length, weight, capacity, area, speed, and temperature. And we spoke of the many different units used in this system and how they relate to each other. Agora, qual o próximo passo? Você já sabe, é ir assistir o vídeo que tem essa mesma matéria com as dicas em português, tá? É a mesma matéria com inglês, mas tem dicas, tem pronúncias, tem explicações em português. Se precisar, você volta e revê esse vídeo também, tá? I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's helpful to you. We'll see you in our next lesson, okay? Bye-bye.